Dom, can you? You're watching the debate right now. Can you give us a play-by-play of everything that's been covered and happening?
Oh, okay. So what happened was first there was immigration, then it kind of bled into wages and economic problems.
Oh, I know about those wages. Am I right?
There was some prison talk. Bernie talked about how he did a couple years upstate.
Really?
Yeah, said he didn't like it. He wants to change it. That's why he said he's gonna.
He just didn't like it.
Prisons.
He just didn't like it because they don't have a CrossFit program there.
Yeah, he's more of a CrossFit guy, and they were real old school weightlifting. No HIIT stuff.
No.
Yeah, that's weird. I know Hillary's like a whole like Zumba platform.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Which is
Got
kind
a
of
little spinning. She throws a little spinning in there too.
Yeah, she's got to keep those. She's very moderate in regards to that, honestly.
Yeah.
God, wouldn't that be great if politics were actually more about that? I'd instantly be more involved. I would instantly be
He
more
wouldn't
interested.
give a shit if they were.
No,
into
hold on.
exercise.
If it was like them debating Zumba versus spinning.
Okay, yes, you would be.
Yeah,
into
that would be more fun, sure.
And then it moved into-
sadly, this election has been like peaks at future Judge Dredd times.
It is kind of. It is like.
Like I keep getting that, like it's like, oh, that's like Transmetropolitan. That's like some dark future stuff.
Guys, go read
Right.
Transmetropolitan. It is predicting like everything to
Wait, what is this? I don't even know what this is.
Transmetropolitan is a great graphic novel that's kind of, it'll make you feel like being a writer is powerful and not just a dumb thing to waste all your time and
Oh, sweet.
it's basically like, imagine if Hunter S. Thompson and Alan Moore were fused into one person in the year 3000 and was a journalist for like Super Times.
And he wore cool sunglasses.
I was
Cool
just going to
sunglasses,
say
bald, yeah.
he got Hunter S. Thompson's glasses style for sure.
Oh yeah, he has special view glasses to record everything, but it's all about him just like being a journalist and taking down all society and covering stuff, and also just like, oh, weird, how weird society's gotten. It's like Futurama, but supposed to be serious.
Okay, cool.
If that makes any sense.
Ooh, I like it
It's
already.
kind of scary. It's kind of scary.
No,
I'm looking
but
at the preview.
It's predicted a lot of stuff, and it's also entertaining. I highly recommend it.
Hey, while we're recommending comics, Swamp Thing, Alan Moore's run. Check it out. Everyone
yep.
should.
Swamp
It's
Thing
good.
also has a lot to say about the world today.
Yeah, humanity. And
And how,
creatures.
and how they shall all burn at the touch of the Swamp Thing. Or is that Man Thing?
Say that once more?
Well, the phrase is like, it'll burn at the touch of the Swamp Thing. Or the
Wait,
Man
that's
Thing.
a phrase?
That's a phrase.
I think it's okay. Maybe I just made that up, and that might just be
Maybe
some
that's
other.
a man thing phrase, because that phrase does not fit. Swamp.
Okay, all right. So explain.
Chad, you could say anything
explain
about
Swamp Thing
comics,
to me.
and I would believe you because I don't know anything about them.
The Swamp Thing
and
touches
you
you.
are very convincing.
Man Thing touches you, and you're moved, kind of like that part of ET where his finger glows.
Oh, okay, that's definitely yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah. Swamp Thing might do that then.
Okay, all right. Here's
He
this.
grows yams on his back.
What? He grows yams?
Yeah, he grows trippy yams on his back that you can eat and have, like kind of a spiritual experience.
Like
And his
sweet
organs
potatoes.
are all food too, and they don't do anything.
Yeah, dude, if you're hungry, you can just take a bite of Swamp Thing.
He just wait. So it's like the Giving
Swamp
Tree,
Thing does
where
it all
like
the
you can
time.
just chow down on him.
He does do it all the time. What was that, Chad?
Well, is it just like the Giving Tree, where he just gives part of himself over and over again to some dumb child who eats more and more of him?
Swamp Thing ain't like that. Swamp Thing's pretty.
Nah.
He's a pretty big dick.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Swamp Thing's got a big. He's got a big green dick.
I'm sorry, I found it. He's got a great big dick. You can eat. It's the Man Thing, where the caption is, "Whatever knows fear burns at the Man Thing's touch." So he's like a ghost
Hold on.
writer that makes you feel bad about stuff you've done.
Man Thing. I'm looking that up now.
It's-
Wow, he looks just like Swamp Thing.
No, here's the thing. There's a long line of comic book heroes and villains that are just outright ripoffs of each other's publishers.
Yeah, I see this is Marvel, so obviously. Whoa, Neil Gaiman wrote for him though? Wow.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, probably at some point in a later period, I would imagine.
Yeah, it's some legit stuff, but like you honestly, it's very hard to go back and go like, I don't know who came first. Like, did both just a bunch of old Jewish writers all go like, what about a swamp creature that you could eat? But like, Excelsior.
I guess they started doing it in the 80s, but they in the early 2000s they really embraced taking old lame characters and making them really true and scary.
Oh, totally.
Like Dr. Light in Infinite, or what was it, Identity Crisis? Do you remember that?
Yeah, well, like Dr. Light, if I remember right, I was not reading it at the time. I remember Dr. Light was like, oh, he's a silly light guy. It's like, what if Dr. Light like sexually assaulted someone's wife?
Yeah, and then they just showed it. They were like, what if he raped a woman? And they just showed it in a comic book.
Oh, what a fun comic.
I've been doing voiceovers for like a comic site, and I've been reading all the ones that I do are talking about how bad Identity Crisis is.
It was like a really big moment in comics before like comic movies became a real popular thing. Like Spider-Man, I think, had come out, and maybe Spider-Man 2, but yeah, it was like a really popular series right when I started working at the comic book store.
Well, now, see, I get the crises or the crisisy confused. The crisi confused a lot. Is that the one where at the end of it, Superman was like, I am super strong, and he punched all of reality?
That sounds pretty amazing.
That's why one of the ones were rebooted was Superman was like, bam, or like one of the Superboy primes or whatever, like punched all reality and like split the multiverse. And I was like, okay, you're being
I hope everyone's ready for those kind of moments. Comic movies are slowly, well, I'll say quickly approaching that kind of identity.
Well, they're going to burn out, right? Marvel's going to start going to like, let's just do, Secret Wars and let's have Howard the Duck show up. DC seems like they're going towards like, wouldn't it be really cool if you just watched like Alfred kill a man? Wouldn't that be like real?
like strangle him with like a towel?
Yeah, like wouldn't it be? Wouldn't it be really fun to see like I'll just do Red Hood and Robin just get beat with a hammer over and over and over again? A 3-movie part series directed by Zack Snyder.
That sounds great.
That clip that we talked about from Batman vs Superman is real funny. Chad,
okay, yeah. So we should clarify. This is I think the second or third trailer. Everyone's seen it now. I'm going to put it out here, Paul. I don't want to loop you in under us. Dom and I are not fans of the Batman Superman trailers.
I don't.
And the line set inside.
Yeah, I seriously didn't care until you sent me that link to Zack Snyder showing off the clip on Kimmel, and everyone like was losing their mind over it. And I didn't think it was good.
I thought it was overdubbed by them, and then I also thought it was great that Snyder's kind of becoming that cool like guy who like owns a motorcycle, but also might come into the comic shop every once in a while. And be like, what's Superman in now? Just give me like a Superman like shirt. I'll be good.
It's funny because Superman fans are a special breed of nerd. They share a common a thread that isn't just Superman. I don't know what it is, but it's a certain thing they like about Superman that they like about a lot of things.
Well, yeah, no, and there's some good Superman stories. Let's be honest.
There is.
I'm just gonna rag on Snyder. Snyder reminds me of a guy I knew from high school who made everyone call him Superman. And he had a Superman like decal on the back of his car, and he was just like a baseball player. And at one point, I was like, "Hey, man, oh, cool. Have you read like All-Star Superman yet?" And he's like, "What the fuck are you talking about?" I was like, "Oh, I don't know. I just thought like that or like Red Sun or other things you might have read." He's like, "I don't read Superman." I was like, "Oh, okay. You want to talk about Justice League?" He's like, "What are you talking about?" I was like, "Oh, you just
get it through your head, Chad. I like the guy with muscles."
I like there's this guy who like flies and punches people, and I really want to see Batman punch him hard, punch him real hard.
Hey, speaking about punching, man, I gotta pick up where we left off last time.
Sure.
The Culling.
The Culling.
I realize now, as pointed out by Banjo Story on our subreddit, that my plan was just eugenics.
I said that to you.
No, you knew this. We pointed this out to you when we talked about it. It's like, Dom, this is basically eugenics. And you're like, yeah, kill them all.
Yeah, and I was like, that's the only way. That's the only way we can survive. No, I changed my plan.
Oh,
right?
okay.
I realized the bad of it.
Let's hear it. What's your new plan?
Yeah.
All right, everybody's going to get a test.
Okay.
And we're going to go favorite ice cream flavor.
Oh, okay.
Fuck. Ask the question. No, ask the question now, and let's answer it and say how me and Chad would do.
Okay.
Okay.
Right. What's your favorite ice cream flavor?
Chad,
Paul, you go first. Paul, you go first.
We already lost. We already failed it by doing that.
Fuck. Okay, hold on.
Both cold.
All right,
Both
hold on.
cold.
Chocolate peanut butter combo.
Oh, that's a great one.
It's a good flavor.
Oh, fuck. That's... Chad, very
close. I'll see you on the other side of the purge, Paul.
Very close. I'm gonna have to change. I'm going different though. Mint chocolate chip.
Oh boy,
you know what?
Close.
Peanut butter chocolate sounds pretty good.
Oh
the
shit!
Mint chocolate chip is good. mint chocolate chip is good,
Uh-huh.
but I don't like it all the time. So, Paul,
Cold.
you can come on over.
Wait!
Chad, you're getting cold.
Wait,
I don't
what?
want you
Wait,
cutting
what?
in on my chocolate.
Why? Wait, what? Wait, because I'm gonna eat your ice cream?
You thought he wanted you to side with him, but what he really wanted was his own fucking ice cream hoard to be safe.
Yeah, dude, can't you see the color of my skin? I'm white.
Wait, so you're basically saying everyone who enjoys like Neapolitan is gonna survive?
I am inherently evil, is what I'm saying.
Okay,
Yes.
okay. I wasn't sure what you're.
And I'm just looking to be greedy, even if that means culling my own friends just for ice cream.
Okay, that's pretty.
He's trying to do a good white job.
Yeah.
Just doing one white job.
You know, while we're talking about eugenics, I think it's time for me to pitch my own idea. I'm going to double down on the culling. Guys, wouldn't it be great, and you've probably heard this before, wouldn't it be great if everyone lived the lives they have, but the government was like, hey, you over there, you invented Elon Musk. You're super smart. And you over there, you're this champion female weightlifter. You're the top physical prime of your entire sport. You two need to have a baby. And then, like, you get, like, Brad Pitt. Brad Pitt, you're handsome and an amazing actor. Benjamin
Wait,
Button
are
was
we
the top
doing
of our
eugenics
field.
again? Are we going to...
No. All I'm saying is you do that, and you're like, Brad Pitt, you, plus Gloria Steinem, you guys have a kid together. You can have the rest of your lives, but we're going to take your babies and put them in a super soldier program. Is that...
Now you're doing Brave New World.
Kind of.
Chad,
Yes.
I am into celebrity eugenics just for the fun of it.
Yeah, right?
But super soldiers is where I draw the line.
Like, let's just see what happens. Like, maybe we get a psychic class.
You know what happens, Chad?
Super-
Rocky 4 happens, and then we lose Apollo Creed, okay?
Is that what you want to do?
Are you saying Ivan Drago
Yeah,
was a
he's
super soldier?
Yes!
Okay, that's actually pretty stands out. I just want
And
to
they
know
put him into a program where he could appear to just be a regular boxer man, but he was training against the world's elite fighters, and he won. Chad, he won.
I think it's kind of scary on how much the actor for Ivan Drago, Dolph Lundgren, is a literal Superman. Like,
Yeah.
we all know why he's the perfect human, right?
Yeah,
Because he's
steroids are awesome.
yeah.
No. He is more than that. He is not just a handsome, strong man. He
I've
is
seen it.
also
I know what you're gonna talk.
a martial artist, a chemical engineer, and has like multiple like doctorate degrees.
And an
That's
awesome
right.
drummer.
An awesome drummer. Right now,
Yeah, dude, he put those steroids in his brain. That's the secret. Gotta get some brain steroids.
if you haven't seen it yet, go look up. Just Google Dolph Lundgren, Little Less Conversation, and it is him being the perfect human. It is like some sort of world competition. Have you guys seen this?
No.
I know. But you know what? We're talking about perfect humans, and I think we might have encountered one in the story that we read for this week, did we not?
Oh, that's a perfect segue. Perfect human, you mean the most perfect person to give me an aneurysm, right?
Oh yes. It is. Her name is Byrd. I remember
Samantha.
that. I
Samantha
suddenly
Byrd.
can't remember her first name.
Samantha Byrd.
Samantha Byrd.
Yeah,
It's
Samantha
funny her name's
Byrd.
called
She's our
Byrd
girl.
because I wanted to push her off a cliff. I wanted to push her out of a tree and let her die.
You wanted to see if she could fly, yeah.
This book is called "Be Careful What You Wish For," and she is never careful,
Nope.
even when specifically told to be careful.
It's kind of like, hey, she's the equivalent. Her entire life is that person where you're a waiter and you're setting down a hot plate at a table and like, watch out, that's hot. And they go,
That's the fajitas, don't touch them.
It's hot fajitas. I burned my hands. I literally just told you those are hot fajitas. What are you
They're
doing?
sizzling. The thing is sizzling.
Why?
That is
Cold
Samantha's
things
And
don't
then you
sizzle.
go, and then you say, "Hey, let them cool." And she says, "Okay," and she tries to eat another one. That's what this book. That's this entire
She
book.
puts her entire mouth on the hot fajita plate.
Yeah, she bites the plate.
And you go, Samantha Byrd, what are you doing?
Samantha, that's not
Samantha-
even the food. That's not even the food. That's the plate.
Samantha, you need to go sit down for at least 20 minutes.
Oh my god. Is this the worst book?
This
Okay,
is,
hold on.
This is
I need to clarify. I need to clarify that I haven't read the book. I only watched the show for this.
Oh,
week.
Paul, what
Paul,
sweet
you really
relief you
dodged a
lived. You dodged a giant, awkward girl-sized bullet named Samantha Byrd, the worst person in the universe.
Have you guys watched this episode?
I have not. Is she better in the TV show?
It's boring. It's basically
what a surprise!
I took notes. I have about 6, which is incredibly low for me because literally nothing happened. And I can only imagine with the book. It's the worst book.
I would say it's the worst book because it's the most like I'm all for doing a trope. That's fine if you do it well. Like this is exactly what you think it would be. It's a monkey paw story, but the character is so unlikable because she keeps making the obvious poor decision, and not only that. Unlike the other Goosebumps books, there's nothing crazy happening. Like nothing crazy happens in this book.
Nothing. Hold on.
Well, let's define the monkey paw. This is the most like I think standard trope in a lot of fiction, and just every wish story like just does this beat of like you get 3 to 5 wishes. The monkey's paw, Dom, if you will. You want to explain it?
Oh, well, I'll just go off of what I first know it from, which is the Treehouse of Horror episode where Homer buys a monkey's paw, and you'll be sorry. Do you remember that?
Yeah, a little bit.
He goes, I bought it from the shop right over there, and it's missing, and then he goes, there he is. And he's
That's
waiting.
right. I remember
anyway,
that.
and he says you'll be sorry. Anyway, Homer makes a wish for things in this story, and you get 1 wish for each of the monkey's fingers, and it comes true in the worst way. You know, like I think he votes or he wishes for. I actually forget what he wishes for, but we're just gonna transition right into the story. First wish. Do we want to talk about first wish? Or we want to get there?
Let's lay character. Let's get some character notes out.
Okay. Basically. Be careful what you wish for on the monkey's paw because it's going to come true, but in an evil way. Anyway.
Yeah, we're following
Samantha Byrd. Samantha Byrd plays basketball. She's a basketball girl. She's a basketballman. And
that's true.
You guys did not see the show, but in the show it opens up during tryouts where she discovers the magical talisman that gives her wish powers.
Oh,
what?
Oh, this is vastly different.
Oh my god.
Okay.
So
Continue,
it opens up with the 90th of music, and I am 100% positive that whoever edited this episode and had a temp track in there used Mortal Kombat theme as the temp track. I'm 100% positive that this is a sound-alike of the Mortal Kombat theme.
Are you telling me that if Raiden had just shown up and done a chest pass to Samantha, you'd be like, that makes sense?
Yeah.
Are you telling me that Raiden full court dunks? Because he was a secret character in the arcade game that actually you can unlock with hacks, and he can do that.
I'm telling you that Goro uses all 4 arms to play with 4 basketballs.
Oh my god, he'd be so good in the paint. He'd be so good in the paint.
He
is
unstoppable.
Just give me that Goosebumps book, Mortal Kombat Basketball, Goosebumps.
The crossover that should have happened.
But never did.
It
was in the works.
It was in the works. This opens up with Samantha. She's at her basketball tryouts, I guess. And in the book, I'm sure they're talking about how clumsy she is.
She's just terrible.
It's what's even better in the show is that she has to, because she's being so unbelievably inept, because she's supposed to be bad, that she has to like ham it up how bad she is. And it's incredibly obvious that she's just like flailing her arms when the ball comes at her. It's fantastic. So,
oh man,
are you saying that's like a middle school girl doing like Jerry Lewis bits? Is that what you're saying? Just kind of like old vaudeville. Yeah. Like I fell into some paint.
Without the good tumbling skills.
Are you telling me that there is the Canadian equivalent of Jerry Lewis in this episode? Because I'm looking for that in my Canadian television.
It's there. It's right there. It's fantastic. So she's on the basketball team. In the story or in the show, she finds a talisman there, which she eventually runs into a witch.
In like the locker room, or
on the floor in the midst of practice, there is a red ruby gem on a
it's just like
lanyard.
Laying on the ground for no reason.
She flubs a ball. It flies across the room, and she walks over to go pick it up. and there's a talisman upon the ground, and she picks it up and puts it around her neck.
I hope
Amazing.
she goes like, hey, is this anyone's magic talisman? Anyone's magic talisman? And you got to wait at least 12 hours to take it to the police station, and then it's legally your magic talisman.
Yeah. Yep.
No, that's so interesting. Also, kind of a bummer because the only interesting part at all of the book is that meeting the magic gypsy woman who gives her the wishes.
Yeah, how does it happen in the book?
Samantha, being a clumsy old goof, is just walking back home from the basketball team that she's already a part of and really just cannot get anything going on the team. Old there, Samantha. Runs into an old lady who just seems to be lost in the rain and needs... Like, this is a standard trope, right? Of like, you encounter an old gypsy woman, and she asks for your kindness, and because you don't give her because you give her kindness, you're rewarded. It's also subverted in Drag Me to Hell, right? Like, you don't help the banker woman, and she curses you forever. Except this was just like,
or in Thinner, where they hit a gypsy woman with the car.
Yes, exactly.
and she gives you a curse pie.
Oh, it sounds
when
real
I was
good.
a kid, guys, I was scared of that movie.
Me too.
A little bit. It's a little creepy.
I don't know. Honestly, at this point, I'd be cool with like a constantly thinning curse. I just go to Golden Corral and chow down every day.
Yeah, you think that, dude. You think you can drive around eating Cool Ranch Doritos and just gain it back, which happens in the movie.
Which is what he does. The product placement that tries to save him.
It's weird. It's weird that there's just like 30 minutes of him eating a full meal at Golden Corral in Thinner.
Yeah, they cut it for time, but it was
It's in the director. It's in the director's cut, though.
Yeah, it's good.
They keep the whole thing.
So this book does that beat, but it's literally just Samantha walking her through the neighborhood, detailing streets, where to go, when to turn left, and then finally
Montrose, which is my
Oh
neighborhood.
no! Wait, really?
Yeah, it takes place in Montrose.
Oh, I didn't realize
but they don't
that.
specify where, but I just assumed it was this one.
In the show, she finds the necklace and then after practice runs into the lady who's lost, and she does the same thing. She takes her to the thing. So the lady says she needs to go to Moss Road or something like that.
Madison.
So it's called Moss Road for a specific reason.
Well, that's just changed for okay.
They call it Moss Road because it's in the old part of town, which just so happens to be a dockside where they built a couple of old walls to make it look like an old part of town.
Are they saying a part of town is just a water?
It's literally a dock. It's like there's like forklifts in the background. You can tell it's just an unused part of the city. And
they finish moving the set halfway and they're like, nah, you know what, good enough. And then some
right
PA is
here.
like, should I move the forklift? He's like, no, it adds character to the shot. Let's go. Come on. We gotta
it's
roll.
like they don't use this part of town anymore. They're wrecking it. It's just like an old couple of walls, and they just got moss hanging from it. And there's an old timey street sign from like Europe, not even from America, that just says Moss Road on it.
Wait, so what does that gypsy woman do? Does she do anything?
She's just when she gets there, she gives her back her necklace, and she's like, "I'll give you 3 wishes for being so nice to me." Same thing, same idea.
Hold on. Are we saying that this old woman was in the girls' locker room and gymnasium, dropped the necklace, Samantha found it, and then she ran into the old lady later to give her directions?
So they try and explain it by having her go, "Isn't it weird how lost things just find themselves in strange places?"
No.
That's all she says.
That's it.
That's it. Okay.
That's
okay.
all she says.
Very confusing beat. Extra beat to add. I don't know why that was needed.
It's ridiculous. It's so weird. It's
And
so
you might
weird.
be going, man, I wonder what else is the setup for Samantha's character. That's really it. She's just really clumsy and hates being tall. And a girl named Jennifer?
Judith.
Judith. Yeah.
She hates, and Judith makes fun of her all the time. That's pretty much it.
And then she runs into the gypsy woman, and she says, I'll give you 3 wishes, right?
Right, 3 wishes, which is you know what? Honestly, if you're writing a wish story, make it 4. Make it more
Yes.
interesting. Throw another one in there just for a fun chapter, so you
Just
don't have
to
to
mess
pad
with the
it.
trope.
Just
Well,
to mess.
Guys, she gets her 3 wishes, and there's a glowing crystal ball that appears, and she makes her first wish.
Oh, there's a crystal
Now-
ball in the book? Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, there's a crystal ball in the
Yeah,
book.
see,
like on the
it's
cover.
so weird. There's an amulet. It's so very strange in the show.
I guess it's a
odd.
lot cheaper to do it that way and then like make it glow in post than to have a crystal ball glow with a practical effect on set or something.
I
don't know.
guess so.
But anyway, Samantha, she plays basketball. She's not very good. She gets made fun of by the best player. What's she gonna wish for? What if she has a chance to make any wish?
Right now.
What will she wish for right now?
Right.
So she says, I want to be the strongest player on the basketball team.
Which is already a terrible phrase for basketball.
It's like you have to work your way around so many easy ways to say it that way. The strongest player. What does that mean?
She wants to be a 5-tool player. She wants to be the 5-tool.
She wants to be the Shaquille O'Neal.
She gets her wish, guys. She gets her wish because she goes to basketball the next day and everyone is tired but her.
And you're like,
and she's playing horribly.
She stayed the same, but everyone else got weaker.
Oh, that's so interesting because in the show, it's not interesting.
It's not really that interesting.
It's only interesting because they did one different thing in the book and the show, and that's she said, "I want to be the best player on my team," and then all of the kids are just horrible. But it's funny because you said that they're all tired because there's a moment where the coach is asking them what's going on, and they're all like, "Oh, I don't know," and you're like, "Oh, I guess they all just got tired, and that made them bad." They never explain it; they just try to show it without telling you. So very interesting.
I knew that obviously we're all familiar with the curse of the monkey's paw, so you know that this inversion is going to happen of the wish. It's very standard. Also, Aladdin 2, Return of Jafar, also plays with this trope. A man wishes for the treasure from this sunken pirate ship, and Jafar teleports him to underwater at the bottom of the ocean. It's a standard trope, right? I was like, okay, so what's going to go wrong? She wishes to be the strongest, which is the most awkward wording. Even Clarissa, the gypsy, should have been like, really? Like, really?
What does that mean?
What does that mean? Explain yourself. I thought it was going to end up where Clarissa was like going to go to practice and then like pass the ball to Judith, and the ball was just going to go like a cannonball and take off someone's head. Like, she's going to have like super strength.
Breaks both of Judith's wrists.
Yeah, just like shatters her body, and I was so excited for it.
Yeah, get some of that Goosebumps gore in there. Classic Stein.
There's so many ways she could have rephrased that. Literally, tell me how you could have fixed, made a logical error out of this. Just say, I would like every time I shoot a basket for it to go in the hoop.
Right.
Every time for the rest of my life.
If you're aware of the monkey's paw, you say it that way.
But even like going like, I would like to be I would like to have a 90% shooting accuracy or whatever, like you say.
Yeah.
Right.
It's insane.
So in the book. I'm going to continue with the story.
Let's carry on.
Okay. In the story of the book, she has that happen, and everyone on her team is sick and they're weak and they can't get out of bed. And she visits Judith. She feels bad. She calls her. She tries to talk to her. She decides to come over and visit Judith.
And which is one of the weirdest conversations I've ever seen in a Goosebumps book.
She's just like, "You're a witch. You're a witch," and she's like, "I'm not a witch."
Oh, hold on. And I got to point this out. Not just only that. But that when Judith kind of astutely connects the dots that everyone on the team is sick besides, Sam, she doesn't accuse her of like poisoning them or just being so lame that they didn't get something as well. She immediately goes, "You cast a spell on us," which is accurate. But then,
which is 100% accurate.
Sam,
but what we know about Judith is that she's pretty good in school. She's better than.
She's
Sam.
the better person. She's mean, but she's the better person.
Yes, and so
Eugenics would choose her.
She
right?
can connect the dots.
But I want to put this out that Sam, again, being the worst, she goes, "I could not believe Judith would accuse me of casting a spell on her. The nerve! I was so angry at her." It's like, you literally did that. You literally cast a spell on them. You should like pat her on the back for getting it.
Yeah, you should be like, "Hey, props to you. I got something to say."
Yeah. Hey, holy shit! I met a witch. So weird that you guessed that.
But anyway, so she's accused of being a witch, and then she somewhat admits it and runs off.
Right.
And
she
then,
just leaves. Well, here's the thing I want to point out. Sorry to backtrack. Minor note. This is my biggest thing. She's about to make her second wish, but it's not her second wish. This is the dumbest part of it. Is that between wishing that everyone would be weaker than her in basketball, or whatever, be the strongest. Later that night, she goes out and plays basketball with her brother. And then her brother's beating her ass because her brother's just so good at basketball and Sam's the worst. She then goes, "Boy, I wish you were 1 foot tall." And you're like, that's going to be interesting. That's clearly the second wish.
And it doesn't happen?
No. All it sets up is a misdirect where the brother goes into the house And then Sam, who hasn't been believing about the thing, is still like, God, I hope these wishes aren't real, even though nothing's been shown to be proven yet. She then goes, oh my God, my brother is coming outside, and he's 1 foot tall. Cliffhanger. Oh my God, it was just the dog.
It was just her dog, Pumpkin.
She mistook her brother for a 1 foot high dog.
Oh my God.
But in that same fashion of making a wish on the whim like that, just being like, I wish it was this way. Oh no.
So we're going to get the second wish?
That's how she does the second wish, right?
Yes, the same way as the first one, but I guess the rule is you don't find out until she makes the wish after she's admitted to being a witch. That Clarissa just has to randomly be there. Clarissa the mage just has to be standing nearby for it to count.
Yeah, she has to appear, like literally appear for it to count.
But what that means is that means Clarissa, theoretically, because she can just magically teleport, unless she's just wandering around and hanging out in people's houses without them knowing, that means Clarissa probably heard the basketball, I want you to be a foot tall wish, and was like, come on, that's real stupid.
We can do better than that.
We can do better than that. I'm going to hold on.
Yeah, I'm gonna do something crazier. I'm gonna wait until she says something even crazier.
Oh my God!
And she does. What does she wish for? She wishes that Judith would disappear. Right?
This is, listen, the monkey's paw.
I think we're diverting already. Sorry.
Oh, this would be interesting. I'd love to hear your version.
Yeah.
Here's what's the most frustrating part. If you're gonna do cliche monkey's paw, okay, then have clever subversions of the wishes. What Samantha wishes for is that Judith would disappear, and then she wakes up to find that the entire world, theoretically, has disappeared.
Like, the entire world. Like, everything.
I mean, I guess we didn't check every country, but, like, most of the people are gone. And then finally, Clarissa just shows up and goes like, oh, I just figured this is the best way to make that happen. Okay, Clarissa, you seem to be genuinely confused about this whole process.
Yeah, she explains it by saying something along the lines of, magic works in mysterious ways, and like you can't really control it. And also, this was the best way I could make your wish come true.
Okay.
So she has the ability to teleport. She has the ability to make everyone disappear. Why would she take these means as the way of doing it the most effective? Like that seems like the most strategy. Work, right?
No, Clarissa's strategy would be like, "Hey, Clarissa, I'm going to make a wish. Could you like wash out this dish and make it all clean and have no dirt in this dish in my sink right now?" And she'd go, oh, I burned down your house. I mean, that dish doesn't exist anymore.
No. So, you wanted your house burned down. That's what I heard.
That's what I heard.
That's what magic does when you ask that. That's just what magic does.
Is that Clarissa, at least in all intents and purposes, doesn't come across as a malicious gypsy this whole time. She comes across like she's genuinely trying to help.
Like, she says that. She was like, hey, look, I feel bad. You're put in a bad situation. You helped me out. I want to help you. Think a lot about your next wish.
And before we get to
that's what she says.
Paul, what happened differently in the TV show?
So, after she makes her first wish, she meets up with Clarissa at her, I forget where it is, but she meets up with her.
A gas station.
Yeah, it's like some random. And she's just like, what the hell? And she's like, well, she says she lays the whole magic trip on her. If you do these things, if you don't put it the right way, it gets... Oh, it's at school. It's when she's leaving school. That's right.
So she's even explaining her, like, be careful, please.
Yes, she gives it to her right before that. So the next day at school, she's getting made fun of by Judith and her best friend. So there's no little brother. They just completely bypass that. She has a best friend. And they're walking down the stairs, and she says, I wish everyone would buzz off. And guess what happens?
They turn into bugs?
Everyone turns into flies.
Wait.
Oh.
It is the worst. It's terrible. Because there's just, like, clothes, like rapture clothes all over the place.
Oh, my God.
But they couldn't do flies, so they just put black dots on the screen.
Did you say rapture clothes?
Yeah, rapture clothes.
Because Chad and I have a great memory of some rapture.
Oh my God, Paul and everyone listening, you have to at some point pull up on your Netflix queue the Nicolas Cage film Left Behind, based off the hit popular 27 book long series about rapture. Here's how I'm imagining it, and honestly, we're not going to do it justice. But Left Behind the movie, which takes place, again, this is supposed to be like a 27 part movie series.
Right.
Starts off with the rapture. About 50 minutes in, it's longer than you think it would take for the rapture to happen.
Right.
All of the rapture is just shown in that a lady is about to hug her child who has a balloon, and then the camera clearly just cuts and recuts back on where they replaced the kid with like a weird standee with like the kid's clothes that instantly just collapse in her arms and just fall down flat. And all they do in transition is a weird quick white flash.
And death boom. There's
And,
like
death boom as a bunch of kids' clothes just fall to the ground. It's the funniest thing you've ever seen.
It's seriously so funny. We just had to get that in there because you need to go watch it.
I have to go look that up. I love rapture.
That's how I'm
clothes,
imagining
man.
these flies transforming into...
Dude, it's like similar where it's just like doof and everything happens and there's just clothes everywhere and there's just buzzing and it's literally crude black dots swirling around on the screen and then close-ups of flies like laid in different locations.
So probably just like
even
stock
comes home-
footage.
Dude, it's like, no, they actually got flies and they put them into the scene and shot them on top of like the iconic things of the characters. She even goes home and goes into her house and her parent flies are still on the dinner table just hanging out. She's like, those are my parents, as Clarissa tries to eat one.
Wait, what?
She picks one up as if to eat it and she's like, that's my mom or something
Is
like
Clarissa
that.
just
What?
dumb? Or is she just like, I don't care about people?
I don't know. But the best thing is the rapture, the fly rapture happens, and the world just kind of keeps working. Like the electricity still works. I was like, man, we really fucking set the world up right where we could all turn into flies, and like the power plants just keep on churning, and everything keeps on going.
Yeah, dude, that's the way it goes, man.
Yeah, man, it works out perfectly. Hey, let's have fly rapture.
Can I
I'm
be
down.
honest? Can I be honest? When everyone disappeared, or everyone's flies, I guess, I can put down some fly traps.
It sounds like it
kinda
works
found-
better.
I kind of found myself going like, "What? No, here's the best part of the fly one: you get a bunch of free clothes. You get a bunch of free clothes, as opposed to everyone disappearing, just all their clothes go away."
Yeah.
But here's the thing: maybe this means I have social problems. As soon as everyone disappeared, I was like, "This ain't half bad.
Hey,
This sounds
dude.
real good."
Chat, my note is probably would have taken a little bit longer before my third wish and just had some fun in the
I
free
probably
open
would have
world.
like crashed a few
Definitely.
cars, or like I don't know, just gone to the museum and just I don't know. I'm a
It's actually
defile
great.
Go
There's
to
like-
Toys R Us and go behind the video game counter?
Yeah.
Come on, that's what we're all
my
doing.
God! Oh, what
Dude, there's-
excess!
There's like crashed cars and stuff like that. It's pretty horrific in the show. When
Oh,
you see it, you're
really?
like, whoa. Like, because people just disappear and the cars just crashed and
They
and like
turned into flies.
it's dude, the fly effect. You have to see it. There's some.
I
there's-
heard a couple of the flies try to steer. They were like, no!
Just holding.
my tiny paws.
like trying to pull the wheel down. Oh, that's
I think
fun.
what's really great is that director. I'm just assuming how incompetent this was done. I bet the director was like, "Can we get some more flies on this shirt? Come on now, PA, dump some flies on there." Oh God, they will not stay still. Can we get wingless flies?
It's so, dude. It's
Can we get black dots in post?
Can we just get some silly string? That'll be enough. We'll be good.
I'm sorry. I was just reading. I'm just reading how serious people are taking our culling plans.
Oh
Anyone
my
have-
God, yeah.
Anyone have a favorite culling plan? I like Dom's, but I do recognize the potential for revolt.
Hey, and honestly, you guys brought it up. It's a good point because not only would it be, pretty bad for some people, but it is eugenics.
It is. Yes. Okay. So
But here's the thing. This is off the record. Here's the thing. Eugenics at its core is an interesting idea as long as you're not murdering folks. Which is
Yes.
why the government should pay money to certain alpha people to make super babies. That's all I'm saying.
I'm into it just for S's and G's.
Right.
For S's and G's, shits and giggles.
Yeah.
I like that.
Let's just see what happens. As long as everyone's okay with it.
Yeah,
or as Dom likes to say, for stuffed crust and goofy breads.
Yeah, I love a goofy bread, dude. Give me goofy bread.
I don't even know if that's a real thing. I made
I
that.
don't-
That's
think
something you
so.
can get at Disneyland. It's a secret item. Goofy's bread.
Goofy's bread. I don't like that
shitty
at all.
Dude, it's got fucking raisins and orange peels in it. It's good.
shitty bread with all the extra shit in it.
It's just a chef throws whatever's in the trash into some bread loaf, and he goes, "It's Goofy bread."
It's goofy bread.
Dude, Goofy's bread is a real secret item. I've had it once, and it was really good.
I don't know if you're lying or not. I don't know if
You
you're
can
making.
only get it in Toontown, and now Toontown's disappearing, so I wonder if
What?
I am lying.
What are you saying? Are you just wait? Goofy bread,
Goofy's bread is a real item you can get at Disneyland.
I don't
and
believe
it has
it.
raisins and oranges.
The orange peel.
What? No, that's not true.
Yeah, because it's like Goofy. He made a bad loaf, you know? It's good though. You can only get it in Toontown, and they're destroying that for Star Wars Land.
I legitimately can't tell if you're lying or not. This is really blowing my mind.
Well, I mean, I guess we'll probably never really know.
I guess I'll go to Disneyland and just ask for that, and every single person I see for about 3 hours until I'm thrown out. I'll ask for
you have to ask specifically, not for Goofy bread, for Goofy's bread.
Oh, sorry, brewed owned by Goofy, and then I'll find
Goofy made it,
and then I'll find the real Goofy. And go up to him in his costume and be like, I'm here for the bread. And he'll be like,
Chad.
Oh my god, the signal. All prisoners shall be released. And then he takes me into the underground passages of Disneyland going, hey, this kid asked for Goofy's bread. It's time. He's the chosen one.
It's baked in the under the Matterhorn in the lava pits.
Okay.
Chad, you have to go and check this out because I am angry that I can't vet this thing right now.
Okay, we'll go and we'll check this out.
Goofy's bread. You guys who work at Disneyland or you've worked there before, confirm it's real.
Okay, hit us up on our Gmail.
So the third wish, Chad.
The
third
wish. Oh, but before we get into the third wish, real more time. I just want to point out that everyone in this town that's missing, I also did miss because every kid in this town is stupid. Including,
this really comes through with the bad children. I believe the book starts off with children being jerks.
Yeah, I mean, everyone in this is kind of terrible, including... The book starts off with Judith trying to trip Sam. It starts off with action. It immediately starts off with, whoa, foot being put down. But the worst kid of all, I would say, is one of her friends who constantly complains about his grilled cheese sandwich for lunch.
What?
This is multiple times. There's a conversation where they're at lunch. All of the exposition is dealt with them processing stuff at lunch.
Right,
and
they
Sam
do that
sits
in the show too.
Sam sits across from a kid who can not stop complaining about how his dad makes him a delicious grilled cheese sandwich and how it gets all gross. And even at one time goes, oh my God, I think he didn't even put American in here. He put cheddar. Oh, what a monster. And then Sam goes, you're right, and takes a giant bite of her egg salad sandwich. This book was written by 60-year-old people. This book was written by old men.
Oh, yeah. In that same scene, I believe a troll doll is tossed into someone's soup, some kid's soup. Never in the history of cafeteria has a child eaten soup in cafeteria,
Never,
even if it was offered that day. No. It's never happened.
I really hate all these kids. I'm glad
unless there was a state where Lunchables tried out soup Lunchables, that never happened. You're right.
Wait, would soup Lunchables just be the plastic container with a bunch of hot soup in it?
Yeah. It's cold. You just have to eat it cold because it's Lunchables.
Cold,
it comes with a lighter.
It comes with a lighter, soup, and half a cracker.
Half a cracker. Also, this kid Corey, his name is... he serves the plot in no way. Like,
okay.
She explains things to him, and he goes, "Oh, come on! I mean, you can't be serious." And then he steals a bag of her chips, and he eats
all the chips. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. This is why this wasn't in the show at all. They just cut it.
It didn't serve the plot.
When everyone disappears, there's not even a line of like, "Oh no, Corey, my good friend, he is
who
gone."
She has a crush on. She definitely has a crush on.
You think?
Okay.
Yeah.
Because she likes him. She says he's cute. And that's the only reason she would talk to him, because he's a jerk otherwise.
You know what's weird? They set up the clothes thing. Like, even multiple times they describe like the Goosebuds trope of just over-explaining all of the history and all their clothing.
Oh my God!
That would have been worked in Paul's version, and they've been like, Corey always wore that Baltimore Ravens hat or whatever it is, just because he really likes it. Then then Sam could have found the hat discarded and been like, oh my God, if Corey doesn't have his hat, he must have truly disappeared. Like, that's a dumb cliche thing, but they could at least use that.
Yeah,
you could have at least said, oh no, and Corey, my best friend, even he is gone. Like, that's it. That's all you needed. But she didn't even ponder that,
Right.
Okay.
But anyway, she has the opportunity to make the third wish.
And Clarissa, again, is approaching her going, hey, I'm really trying to make you happy because... By the way, I don't know why giving some woman directions to a street is worth 3 magic change the world wishes. Like, right. the exchange rate is not even. If it had been like, oh my God, you saved my life, you pulled me from a car or whatever, I'd get it. But this does not balance out why Sam deserves this power. But
maybe she's like a witch intern and she has to do so much like free pro bono witching.
That is how it kind of works in Kiki's delivery service.
Yeah,
It
actually is. Yeah,
we're dragging down Kiki's delivery service by just mentioning it amongst this book.
I know.
Great movie, guys.
Fantastic.
Great movie.
But yeah, she does get her third wish, and Clarissa's really want to stress out how much Clarissa's like, take your time. Really think it out, which never happens. The wish giver never goes like, really think about it.
Don't fuck this up. Yeah.
Even though I seem to be dumb and been hit in the head by a horse, really take the time to make this wish good.
She's probably like, I know how dumb I am, Samantha, and if you don't say the right thing, I'm going to screw this up.
And Sam is very dumb. I would like to also call attention to, earlier in the book, Sam, in her just like, I'm tripping over everyone, I'm really terrible. She goes up to the chalkboard and does a math equation and says that she stared at it a long time and couldn't figure it out until someone pointed out that Sam had said 2 + 4 = 5.
What?
This is... Dom, you remember this? Sam
yes. This is the beginning of the book. Judith corrects her.
Judith corrects her.
Goes, you added 2 and 4 wrong. It's 5. You put 5 and it's 6.
And everyone laughs at her and she goes, oh my God, I couldn't believe I got that wrong. So Anna might be literally brain dead.
Well, Samantha. Anna is her... Anna is Judith's friend.
Yes, Sam might be literally brain dead.
Yeah.
Well, because she makes so many mistakes. She's such a klutz. But not only that, before we get to the last wish, she is a jerk. She describes 2 women, and she describes how fat they are.
Oh,
she goes out of her way to describe how fat they are. And they're nice women that she likes. But then, and then the writer... the nurse comes out of her room. She says she's chunky, and the nurse goes, "Oh, okay, guys, lunchtime." And it's like, come on. Well, why would you write the only things about these characters are that they are fat?
Well, Sam even thinks like, oh man, I heard that sometimes she teaches home ec because she wants to eat all the brownies.
Damn.
Like, so Sam, I mean,
that's the thing. She goes, I heard that she makes us make all this stuff and then eats it when we're not around, and it's probably true. And then she says that everything they make tastes like dog food. So not only is this woman like gorging herself on like the things that kids make that she's choosing to believe,
eating
but
dough.
Also she's eating awful food, and she loves it.
And let's not forget also that Sam attacked a kid. I mean, I get it that Judith was making fun of her, but at one point, the most real thing, probably in a Goosebumps book, Samantha attacks Judith and starts to choke and strangle her, and it reads as if she wouldn't have stopped if she had been pulled away.
Yeah, if she had not been pulled away, she was going to murder Judith. Judith was being a real big jerk, but she was going to murder Judith, and it sounds like she goes on to talk about it more in the next scenes where she's still super pissed off about it. But I just have to say, after she finds herself horribly alone, she makes a PB&J, and she starts eating it. Right?
Uh-huh.
And this is what it says. For the first time, I felt the urge to cry, but I jammed another hunk of peanut butter sandwich in my mouth and forced the urge away.
Boy, did I relate to that. Boy.
Eating to suppress emotions. Oh, well, here we are, Samantha.
Damn.
You got what you wished for.
You just cross-examined the fuck out of Samantha.
Yeah, dude, Samantha, you know what? Maybe have a little sympathy next time you go around judging people by the way they look. Okay? You jerk. Samantha may be one of the worst kids ever in a Goosebumps book.
It's
interesting,
and it's underlined by the next wish.
It's interesting because she's just kind of a dumb klutz, but she's not, or I wouldn't even say a dumb klutz. She's just kind of a klutz. And she's just like sort of moping around, just being like an awkward kid, you know? They don't play up the dumb thing. It's really interesting how much they made her seem kind of like just brain dead, clumsy idiot. That's crazy.
Well, it's in her own head also how much she says she's dead, but she clearly keeps messing up. And she also, again, we're saving this because we realize how bad the third wish is. This is how dumb of a person Samantha is. As a first-person narrator of the book, she tells you things in the wrong orders in a way I've never seen in Goosebumps before. Like an example will be where she'll tell you, like, let me pull up a literal example for you. So this is from page 15, early on. This is an example of the type of narration this writer / Samantha decides to tell you about her stories. Okay? I watched Corey stuff down my potato chips. He didn't even offer me one. Then the bell rang, and I hurried to home ec, where I totally lost it. What happened was this. We were making tapioca pudding, and it was really messy. Do you understand what she just did? She, like, jumps to the end of the story and then starts retelling you the whole thing. Like, another time she'll be like,
hey, she's just a regular old Tarantino, dude. She saw some Pulp Fiction, and she wanted to mess with some time, you know? It's the 90s. People were going nuts with that.
It might have been. But she'll build up suspense like, boy, I can't wait to see how practice was. Practice was a total disaster. I absolutely hated it. Now let me tell you how practice was a disaster. So, like, you're not even getting the enjoyment of, like, that momentary suspense as you read through the scene. You immediately notice how to...
Yeah, I felt that a lot. Like, she would retell you. I felt that a lot, especially in that basketball scene, because you're waiting for these things to happen, like, because, like, there's all this tension because it's after they fight in home ec class, because that scene you just read leads up to home ec class. And then there's another scene at basketball where she does the same thing, and it would just be so much more exciting if you just let it happen, as opposed to tell me what happened. Yeah, so it was just real bizarre to read. It was like real easy to speed read, I'll tell you that.
But this third wish, she goes, okay, make your third wish. And also the gypsy keeps giving her, like, the ability of, like, I cancel out your other wish. So theoretically you don't have to make that's always kind of the sadness of these stories, right? Is like you have to spend one wish to undo the first one and then use another one. Like, you're burning through wishes faster than you think. The gypsy's giving her, like, the ability to just cancel out the other wish previously for basically a free wish, a free return policy, and then a new wish. Knowing this, Samantha still decides to make a wish, essentially rewriting the universe. Except she adds, I don't know if this is a good idea, but she adds, I would like for Judith to think I'm the coolest person, to be basically be a huge fan of me.
Yeah, so she says, bring everyone back, make it everything the way it was, or I think it was but. She says, but make it so that Judith thinks I'm the greatest person.
But she's
she just like
piggybacking.
freaking tried to lay that up in there.
Yeah, she
like
piggybacked
did
another wish,
but it bricked, man.
This is the laziest wish fulfillment story I've ever read. Like, okay, everyone disappears, so they're just ghosts, nothing interesting at all. The first one is, I guess other basketball players just lay down and take naps, and now it's just, I want a girl to like me. Even like I want a bunch of money, or I want, other people to worship me. It's like, it's not even that. It's just Judith is going to like her. And
just
then it's interpreted. One kid. And then Judith is going to go and become an obsessive, like, cultist about her.
Right.
Yeah, and, like, dress just like her and do her hair just like her.
Mm-hmm.
And you know what? That's annoying. And they spend another, like, 45 to 50 pages explaining how annoying Judith is. Really longer than you need to, what you think is the ending of the book. It's not that bad, right? Like, you essentially have a slave now.
Well, Judith does hide in her closet.
Yeah, she gets a little single white female at a certain point.
A little single white female. So all I'm saying is,
she gets a little 1 hour photo on us, guys.
So here's all right. So here's how I'm going to propose in a very, like, brutal. These aren't kids. These are if adults had this problem. You go, okay, hey, now mind slave. This person who's loyal to me like a vampire familiar. Sure, you can sleep over at my place, but you're going to sleep in this this chest I just keep in the closet, and I'll just let you know when I need it. And obviously, you're going to love it because apparently there's nothing wrong I can do. But now I'm going to have you as just a servant. I'm going to send you to do groceries. And I'm going to be like, hey, you know what's really great? Peanut butter and jelly sandwich. You should make me one. And then she'll do it. And then you have a free butler for life.
You're right. You have a sycophant.
Yeah, I mean, like, you're just like. I don't see a downside. You could make her, like, kill the president for you if you needed to.
You could also just sit her down and be like, hey, tone it back. I like you too. Let's be best friends, but tone it back.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Like, you could just have that conversation.
She doesn't, though. She just runs away from her.
She just runs away from her and hopes she runs into the gypsy again, which she does.
Okay, in the book, does she...
For the unprecedented fourth wish.
Unprecedented fourth wish. Does she literally run into her in the book?
I don't think so. What happens, Chad?
If I remember right, no, she goes.
I was so ready for it to be.
I remember she just runs away and just finds her in the woods. I mean, I guess theoretically Clarissa could have, like, appeared, but it made it seem like she just ran into her. It's hard to distinguish.
There's like, why wouldn't you just say for us to be friends instead of being like, I'm the greatest person ever?
Right.
It's like you continue to make selfish choice.
Yeah,
you continue to make a selfish choice, and you don't learn from your experience.
Yeah.
It's so frustrating.
Well, if you're gonna do it, like if you're gonna be selfish and go that kind of like for an interesting story, have Samantha go, I wish everyone at school was obsessed with me, and then you get that awesome beat in like Rick and Morty where everyone wants to make love to Morty.
Yeah,
like that's
right.
a version of that trope. That's
right.
like going like, what if we took it to the next level where it's not just one person in love with you, but everyone wants to mate with you? Like,
right.
But this book obviously did not have that genius inside of them.
No. In the show, it's really great when she's running away from Judith because she's so obsessed with her. She runs, and then Clarissa is standing on the sidewalk in like a basketball pick, and she just like front bumps her and knocks her to the dude. It's fantastic. It's
she
like
pick and rolls the gypsy.
It's an aggressive. The gypsy aggressively picks her to the ground. It's fantastic.
That's amazing. I will have to watch that at all. Does she make a different wish?
Yeah, so the same thing. Like she gets an unprecedented fourth wish.
Okay.
And she wishes for what, guys?
God.
What would you do with that fourth wish? What could you possibly do? If you've seen the movie Wishmaster by Wes Craven, you would know that you would make a wish that alters the day that you got the wishes.
Right. I've never seen that movie, but that sounds right.
If you really want to
That's
wipe
what
it
happens.
clean, you go, I wish I never ran into you. But you also got to be, if you really want to be specific, you go, I wish I didn't run into you and you never granted anyone else other wishes ever again. Like, or
Right.
whatever.
Right.
She does not. She goes, it's weird because she doesn't even feel bad for her. She just goes, I wish that I never ran into you and that Judith ran into you instead.
Yes, like a bolt of lightning hitting for the third time. It's like I'm gonna make the same really bad choice.
Right.
I'm gonna put stuff in this wish that would come back to me.
Well, what's even better,
you're going
Dom,
out of your way to get some sort of revenge on your.
Yeah, here's the thing.
Dom,
if she go ahead.
The best part is that she does do what you just said, which is makes the right wish, but again cheats and adds on an additional wish and fucks herself over.
What is the additional wish in the show?
It's the same thing. It's that she says I want to change the day that I met you, which is the Wishmaster rule, and she does it right. And then she says, and I want Judith to meet you now, and she does the same thing. She just but she with her little addendum, she fucks herself over again.
And it's so shitty because she's been some sort of magical bully to Judith this entire time that she's had these wishes.
She's ruining Judith's life. And again, she was a bully. Judith was mean. But honestly, the more I know about Sam, the more I like maybe Judith was in the right. Maybe Judith was in the right.
Maybe Judith was right all along. Yeah.
Is that your eugenics mind?
No,
saying that, Chad?
No. I'm just saying I wouldn't have Sam paired up for breeding with another super.
Chad was like, Judith is smarter. Judith is more athletic. I think we should just keep Judith and get rid of Smith.
Judith did some bad things, but she had a couple good ideas that I think I liked.
Like getting rid of all the Sams in the world. So she gives her wishes to Judith, and then what happens, Chad? What happens? What happens in great Goosebumps fashion?
This is actually one of the most memorable endings I have in my brain. I don't know why, maybe it's just because it's so stupid, but I remember this one very clearly. She then immediately like kind of wakes up in the same spot to find Judith talking to Clarissa, like immediately running into her. I guess Judith maybe either did something to win her over or Judith didn't have to do that. And you just hear Judith say something about fly away, Byrd, and then Samantha is turned into a bird or a crow.
What?
And then Judith and Clarissa turn and smile at her as now Sam, as a bird, just flies away. And she's like,
Sam is 100% okay with it.
Okay with it, but also, like, I wonder what her wish was. Like, it's like Samantha, like, doesn't even understand, like, what just happened.
Well, that's kind of the weird thing, because she's constantly being called a bird because of her last name, and she's being told to fly away, Byrd. And then she finally gets turned into a bird, and it's like she's at peace. Like, this entire time, she was a bird in a human's body, and she couldn't do anything right, and her brain wasn't good because it was a
Dude, he was listening.
R.L.
was listening to Freebird when he wrote this, right?
Oh, my God.
Yeah, dude. He was smoking a lot of weed.
Everything Samantha does, if you look at it as under that she's actually a secret bird, makes more sense.
Yeah,
like,
that makes a lot of
like
sense.
tripping
now,
over
actually.
everything and like knocking over basketballs and attacking someone that's in her face and like biting her. These are all Byrd behaviors.
Bird tactics, yeah.
And I imagined her as a crane at the end, a very tall, beautiful
interesting.
bird.
I was thinking like you went for the nicer end. I was trying to go for the more horrifying in my head of like a tiny little like sparrow thing that's just going to get eaten by a hawk at some point.
that immediately gets swallowed by a raven.
Yeah, a bigger bird.
This side tangent, but that was one of the scarier things that I got to see at E when I worked at the Soup. Is I don't know how many scary things.
A bird person?
No. Ravens attacking the other birds in the courtyard. You could just watch massive ravens like aggressively attack other birds.
Holy
above
shit.
the place where they make E News.
Wow.
So it was just kind of fun.
I gotta say, guys, the TV show ends in a 100% different way. Unbelievably
really?
different.
What goes on? Tell us.
So the same thing happens. She makes the same fourth wish. There's no flash of her like waking up. They just are standing there, and then Judith just goes over to Clarissa, who's standing on another corner now, and like a drug dealer is now handing her the ruby that she puts around her neck. And then you hear Judith says, "I want everybody to worship me, no matter where I am." And I was like, okay, so they're gonna like swarm her, and it's gonna be crazy. So it cuts to an old couple, and the old man goes, "Look at that," or something like that. And then a bunch of kids start running up, and we cut back to the corner, and there is the worst fake statue of Judith on the corner.
What?
Photoshopped, like copy and pasted, as if like they just added took a picture of her in Photoshop and just beveled and embossed it.
Wait. What was the wish?
That every time people saw her, that they would be like really obsessed with her. Like that everyone, wherever she, like that. I don't even remember how she worded it, but she said that everybody would always be obsessed with her. She turned her into a statue. And it's a shot of the statue, and then it cuts up to a close-up of her head, which is a fantastic... I should get a screen grab of it for you guys. It's just a shot of her head, and a raven lands on it, and then it's just like... Meow, and then it's... Dun, 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 and you're done.
Oh, my gosh.
I don't know. I guess
gosh.
the statue's the worst fate, but... Oh, my God.
It's so good. And the moral of the story, as you guys pointed out, is pass horrors off on people you don't like, I guess?
I guess the moral of the story is like, be careful what you wish for, but if you do get some wishes, see if you can get somebody else fucked up with them.
Yeah, see, like here's the thing. Like, if Samantha had said at the end of the book, "Oh, I felt bad about, what I did to Judith. I'm going to pass the wishes over to her so she can have a better existence," like she is like a penance.
Yeah.
That would be more tragic, and it's still even more tragic when Judith is still a piece of shit and, turns her into a bird. But it seemed like she wanted to send bad wishes towards her. Like, she seems like she wanted harm to come to Judith.
Yes.
When she did it. So when Judith does it, you're like, I don't know. Judith's already on the right track. She turned a person into a bird. She clearly, theoretically has 2 more wishes to go. I am terrified to think of what Judith's going to do with those other 2 wishes. Now that she understands the basic rules. Judith might just rule that world.
I was just going to say, that's like a rapture world. Like, she's like Damien.
She could make...
She could be.
She's a Damien,
her
for
wishes
sure.
come true without harm to her.
Oh, God damn.
Yeah, she's got 2 left. Chad's excited. He wants to see where it goes.
I would rather read that book about like growing up in a world where Judith reigns and everyone's terrified. Like, she's publicly announced that when she has the power and she's demonstrated it somehow. She's like, I just got to make one more wish and you all could go away. Y'all better watch out. I know you got sniper towers trying to watch me, but like, don't worry. You all got to bow to me. I own this planet now. And I'd be
That's
terrified.
awesome.
Right?
I want that. Yes.
Right? Isn't that way more interesting?
I just want to note that the cover of this book, the classic cover, features Samantha looking at Clarissa, who is she's got the crystal ball, and the crystal ball has cracked open, and some kind of pink gas is coming out of it.
Okay.
That never happens. Nothing like that. Nothing that exciting.
Nothing cool like
happens.
that happens, right?
I just wanted to talk about that. That's all.
I would also like to add that I've been finding this fascinating now in the last couple of books we've been reading. Again, this just goes into all of my frustration with the Goosebumps movie, that multiple characters we've read about are apparently in the movie, and we never saw them. So Clarissa, according to the wiki, it might just be someone wrong, the Goosebumps wiki. Clarissa is in the movie, and
Really?
I am going to include a photo, and we will tweet it. You definitely never saw this person. Hold on a second.
Was it like that clown?
No, I
That
do
was
think
at
it's
the
just be
door?
the clown lady. Like, I was like, oh, there must be like an old hag woman or something that they had in there. Tell me when Hot Elf Woman was ever in that movie.
Hold on, let me see this. What the what?
Oh, what?
At what point did
Wait, is that the girl,
movie
the actress?
Oh, when is that woman? That is the promotional photo of Clarissa in the movie Goosebumps. Supposedly, I don't even believe it,
What?
and I don't know.
She may have been somewhere, but she wasn't prominent at all. And if this is a promotional photo, the lipstick is not good. Like, it's already wearing.
But, like, this all just goes to show there was probably like 20 actors who were like, I'm in the Goosebumps movie. I'm one of the main monsters. And then they probably shot stuff, and they're like, oh, I'm not even in it. I'm not even in it
it
for
wasn't
some
the
reason.
Yeti, so I wasn't in the
I'm
movie.
glad they showed that CG werewolf more. I guess I won't be the cool person that casts wish spells.
Hold on,
I don't-
guys. I'm linking you guys to the statue pic as well.
Oh, okay.
Wait till you see this.
Oh, my God.
She looks like she
It-
was turned into concrete.
It's so bad. Holy
It,
fuck.
it looks like they stole a model from a PS1 game and then photoshopped her eyes, nose, and lips on it.
It's so terrible.
Oh, it's so awful. Oh, dear God.
I lost it, dude. I was on the couch fucking roaring. I was just like, what? What? Oh, hey,
She's smiling,
sounds like it
looking
was-
up in the sky.
yes, she's happy. She got her wish, man.
I think the worst part of this wish is that, like, everyone in town thinks that statue's good. Like, they all look at that and go, that's a
Even
real
the
good
crow,
job.
man.
Oh,
the
my
crow loves
God.
that. He's like, that's his spot, man.
Just pooping in her mouth the whole time.
That's what Jen was like. I hope he poops on her. It never happened though.
Okay.
Yeah.
Here's
That
Sadly.
doesn't happen.
Here's the question I'm going to throw at you guys. This is probably the worst, Goosebumps wish story combination ever.
Right.
What would be your guys' wishes?
Oh,
You had to have thought about this
just
fantasy.
to tie it back,
you're gonna wishmaster, aren't you?
you're just gonna you got to get your Culling wish in now. So get it prepared.
See, I would actually rather wish for some sort of just like vaporizing power, like just so I could like so the Culling could happen, but so that I could like also just in the rest of my life make that go away. But like not just a vaporizing, like I point at you. And you get to go to a happy farm. You get to go to a happy farm.
I'm imagining it right now. I'm imagining you vaporizing people.
Yeah, but like, you don't get hurt and you don't die. You get teleported to another dimension where there's just like a bunch of free ice cream and carnival rides, and you're happy forever. But
Oh, so it's like Dom's. It's like Dom's
Yeah,
Eugenics
so it's
world.
kind of like my Culling plan. Yeah, before you get zapped, you get to take a test on your favorite ice cream.
And if you mess up on the ice cream in the happy world, you get teleported to another world where it's not as happy. No, but what will be some wishes? Let's figure this out. What are some can do, will exist and work with you for the end of time? Do you wish for immortality? I don't know.
No, that's a curse in
if
itself.
you've read Sandman Volume 1,
Yep.
you know that you can't wish for that, guys. Okay, you just can't.
Okay. How about this? Immortality, but the ability to like decide when you're done.
Right. Okay. That's good. I like
when
that.
you're already like right.
Immortality is an interesting one. To decide when you're done, okay, but it has to be a horrific death if you're going to
Sure,
have
you
that
can also
out.
get to decide
like,
how
you
you
have
go
to
out.
commit, like harakiri or something.
How about this?
you know?
You're
Right,
immortal.
real painful. Yeah.
You're immortal, but when you go out, you go off like a nuclear bomb.
And you kill there's tons of innocent people
Well, no,
with
you
you.
get, that way you get to decide if, like, let's say you're immortal and the world's like gone to hell and it's like the apocalypse and Terminator robots. You can like march to Skynet and detonate yourself.
Oh, that's a
But
cool
if-
idea.
But if the world's like pretty nice, you can like, okay, I'm gonna get flown out to a random island and I'll just turn myself into a nuke or like whatever. Like you can control some final destiny when you go out. I'm just saying.
Right.
Okay, yeah, but you have to set yourself off, set your nuke self off by diving into an empty pool like that old PSA.
What old PSA? What is
Do you remember that PSA of the girl, like, she's hopping on the diving board and they're talking about drugs, and then she dives and they reveal that there was no water in the pool and she's missing?
Wait, are drugs supposed to be like, will make you think there's water there?
It's like diving into an empty pool doing drugs.
Chad, have you ever heard of water weed, dude? That shit'll fuck you up.
Oh, dude, don't do water weed.
Don't do
My
water
brother
weed.
did it.
My brother did water weed, and he tried to keep drinking water. He was just drinking sand. He died. He filled his body with sand.
He drank the wrong thing, dude. Don't do it.
Fucking water weed, dude. I'd wish for water weed to be real. I'd do that.
Okay, water weed.
I would wish away some global warming.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think like a giant space shield around the planet would be pretty dope.
I'd wish.
How about a laser?
Okay, go on.
I'm just throwing that out there.
just
like
a laser. Just a cool
laser?
laser.
Like one laser.
You know you'd get a
does good
shitty
for humans.
I was gonna say, you'd get like a shitty like science store laser. That's what you would end up getting.
Oh, I know. If you ask for a laser, you're gonna get a laser pointer.
Yeah, you're gonna get devil dealed on that one, really.
Which
easy.
actually isn't that bad considering monkey's paw. It could be a lot worse.
Yeah, true.
I like
yeah,
that.
You could and you could take a plane down with that, so it's still pretty cool.
Here's another one. You get a impervious, easily repairable Iron Man suit, but also the idea of Iron Man is gone from everyone's consciousness. So no one just goes like, "Hey, look at that fucking asshole in the Iron Man suit." Everyone's like, "Wow, look at that hero!" Like you get to just be that person.
That's cool. I like that
I would
one.
wish for the ability to transform into a wolf.
Ooh,
That's sweet.
You know,
After I do good for the world with my first two wishes. Third wish, I'm turning
Just
into
sweet
a
wolf
wolf
power.
boys.
you know that
powers.
that reminds me. That was actually something I wrote down for this book because I was trying to think about like, okay, what if Samantha actually had been smart with her wishes and wished for like, she said the right thing of like, I hope that I am the best shooter in the world and I don't ever miss a shot or whatever. Like the way Clarissa would had to have worked to make that wish be a downside is like, sure, you're an excellent basketball shooter now, but like everyone on Earth is turned into wolves and they're trying to eat you. So, oops, sorry. Like it would have to been like that kind of a crazy solution to make the wish also bad.
Yeah.
So I'm just saying, great minds think alike about wish powers.
Right.
Hey, man, we got wolf wishes.
Absolutely.
Let's not forget it, baby. Wolf pack, 3 of us.
Wolf pack.
Oh,
I'll take
The last of our
hey,
breed.
I'll make one of mine a wolf wish as well. I'll do that. I also
Okay.
want the
Right.
ability.
What's your
I also
wolf
want,
wish, Paul?
No, mine. It's going to be a wolf brother with you. That's duh. That's what I'm going to do.
Brotherhood of the Wolf?
Brotherhood of the Wolf.
I guess I'll go in on wolf. I was gonna say, like, could I maybe be like a cool beaver that just rides on your guys' back?
That
Just
would
to
be.
throw
Hey,
things off?
that
yeah,
carries
you
a
could be a
spear.
cool beaver,
I want you
dude.
to have a
Wanna be
spear.
beaver?
Okay, I'll just be one of the characters from Redwall. I'll just be that
Yeah.
then.
Mhm.
I'll just
Okay.
be one
If
of
you
the
could be a
Badger
Red Wall-
Warriors.
Oh, I love it. And you have that cool accent. They all have that Cockney accent. Oh, it's the best.
And I'll ride on your backs and defend you from birds.
That always fucking ground my gears when I read that, because I'd be like, all right, man, you're making me decipher this goddamn... This, like,
The Cockney
fucking-
Badger accents in the
Dude,
Redwall
it was
series.
so hard to read sometimes.
What
You
were
got
they?
it. If you got to pick one up again and read like a little bit of it and be like, what the fuck is this mole saying right now?
That's initially why I believe Kubrick didn't want to make Clockwork Orange, because he didn't want to decipher all the language.
The Droog,
That's true.
the Droog language.
And he also turned down doing a Redwall adaptation in the 80s because it was just like he did some test footage and it was just a long, slow push-in on a badger holding a sword, but it was like a real badger. Like there was
he was
nothing
like-
else to it.
He's like, normally I yell at my actors and eventually I get what I want, but just listen to me. They beat me. They won.
They beat me.
They
I
beat
give
me.
up.
All they can do is listen, and that's all they did.
Hey, this gives me a great idea. What if I did eyes wide shut, and then you don't understand how it connects at all between a badger holding a sword to Nicole Kidman being naked, but it just works in his brain.
It just worked. It's
just a
Guys,
great
this
movie.
works perfectly. Our wolf wishes are perfect because the next book, after the next book, is Werewolf of Fever Swamp.
Oh,
We're
my
gonna be
God.
wolf brothers.
The next book is Piano Lessons Can Be Murder.
Hey, I did get to give you guys my other wish, and that was the ability to see through the anonymity of the internet. So that's going to pair real nicely with my wolf wish because I'll be able to see through the anonymity and then come as a wolf for your ass, dude.
Yeah, so don't even try to leave a bad review.
Wolf Bro's coming for your ass.
That's pretty good.
I'm gonna be at the door watching. My name is Watchdog. I just let my boy Paul do all the dirty work because he likes it.
And then comes in Badger Warrior with a sword just to eat your cables. I guess I'm just gonna eat your cables.
Yeah. So you'll never go on the internet again.
You're gonna be dead as shit, and your house is gonna be in disarray.
Speaking of all these wishes, guys, I you know what I would wish with my last wish?
What's that, Don?
I would wish that everyone who listens to Goosebuds leaves an iTunes review. How about it? What do you say?
I love it.
Yeah, that's a great wish.
You know what? I think it came true. Look, I see a couple reviews.
Oh, yes, Clarissa.
Paul, would you like to read one?
Why, yes, I see one that says "Love you guys." He loves us too.
Can you read it in like an English accent, like a little?
I don't think I'd be able to
read it like a Redwall Badger.
Dude, if I tried to read it I'd have to drop so many letters. I don't think it would mean anything anymore. This one's by Weakness, and he says, I can't tell you how many times you've all had me laughing like a crazy person. You all have amazing chemistry. I just wish you had more episodes for me to listen to. Keep up the good work. You guys are great.
Hold on, wish you had more episodes?
My.
Well, be careful what you wish for, Weakness.
Mm-hmm. It's all you. It's all you in this magic gypsy. I'm a gypsy. Did you know that this whole time? I'm a gypsy.
Did you know that? You thought Chad was holding an orange this whole time? It's a crystal ball.
Did you know our friend's a gypsy?
Did you know that we are wolves?
Come on into your window. Okay, all right.
I
want to do a comic about our Internet Crusader team of animals. By the way,
I think that would be a great comic. I think we should make that.
Oh, you mean the comic book, Gypsy Wolves with Badger Friend? Our comic book, Gypsy. It's a great book.
Gypsy Wolves.
I would legitimately pick that up off the shelves.
Oh yeah,
I would page through it at least.
Okay.
I got to see that Badger Friend. Go ahead, Doc.
I gotta see what that Badger Friend. How about another review?
I've got a review here from Dade84, who may be a Badger Friend. Dade, I don't know. I feel like that could be a Badger.
That could be a Redwall Badger.
The review is just gets better and better.
Woo!
Yeah, this show is where it's at. But more importantly, the unauthorized Goosebumps parody, Gooflumps, Stay Out of the Bathroom by R.U. Slime.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure this fine piece of literature was specifically written for your show. What's the chance you do a show on it?
We're doing it.
Pretty good chance. We should probably do that.
I bet we'll actually be more critical to some guy's parody jokes than Earl's writing, but I think we should try it at some point.
We should at least try. Who knows how it will go. But Dade, thank you for the review. Also left a review on my show, Tales from the Tavern, which, Chad, you will be on next week.
Oh, yeah. Guys, if you don't listen, check out Tales from the Tavern. It's a good old show that everyone on the show is on.
Yeah, and then Paul will be on after Chad. So
I'm going to warm it up for you, Paul. I'm going to leave a nice little warm butt spot right there on the recording mic.
I love when I have your butt warmth beneath me. It's great.
Oh, it feels
good.
I also have a review. I also have a review from Too Many Marbles that says, Goosebuds are my buds. 5 stars. Says, we are friends. I can tell because they read me Goosebumps stories. That's what friends do for one another. Thanks, friends.
You're welcome.
You're welcome, and thank you.
I really like that one. That one made my heart swell a little bit.
Yeah.
Oh, that's nice.
We are really just good friends. Everyone here who listens, consider yourself a Goosebud. Quite for sure.
You know what? You are a Goosebud. And if you can turn us into gypsy wolves, you'll be a goose gypsy member.
Oh my God. Secret. It's the second level in our Scientology type church program.
Yeah. We're starting a church, by the way.
Oh, yeah.
Church of the Wolf.
Church of the Wolf.
Church of the Wolf sounds amazing. We'll look into that. Guys, besides leaving a review, which helps out our show immensely, it really, really does, you can also tell a friend about the show, via word of mouth, or on the internet. You can follow us on Twitter at GoosebuddsPod and tell your friends about it on Twitter. We see several of you guys tweeting about it all the time. Thank you so much to Boney's Tweets and Turbo Kaiju and Anyon Gamey and Critchin Baby and Giga Driver. Thank you guys so much for tweeting about the show. It means a ton to us.
Yes,
and,
thank you, guys.
at POTUS for tweeting about
God,
the show.
man,
Nice.
Obama's blowing us up a lot. I wonder if he's going to
POTUS
come on the
got
show
us?
when he's done. Yeah.
Yeah, he gave us a shout out. He said, "Love my bumps, love my buds."
And then,
Thanks, Obama.
and then Biden just sent us $20, which is weird because there was nothing else attached to it. It was just $20.
Yeah, it was $20, and it said on the bill for beer. So that was
Guys,
For beer or water weed, either one.
or waterweed. Yeah.
Oh, that fucking waterweed.
that's right.
He said that fucking waterweed.
Which is kind of weird because Biden confirms that waterweed has always been a thing and just not been telling us. So big exclusive.
Big exclusive, guys. We're dropping all sorts of exclusives on you.
Guys, is there anything else we should say before we go? Of course, check out Tales from the Tavern. You can check out everything else we make. Are you watching Continue Show? You should be watching Continue Show.
You can watch
Yeah.
it. It's youtube.com/continue show.
There's
right, Paulie?
There's a one that we're doing with Dom where we play Super Mario RPG. You can hear me, Dom, and our buddy Nick playing that game. And we actually shot a couple of regular Continue episodes with Dom that are going to go up on the weekends at some point. So look out for
We're getting
those.
all types of insider info. This info is available nowhere else. Because only my goose wolves get it.
Only the Goose Wolves. Guys, that's been a blast. Thank you for joining me on probably the worst Goosebumps book yet. I can't wait for the next one.
Hey, if someone out there is listening through all these old episodes, please make a note of everyone that we said was the worst so that we can have, and we need to have like a day where
battle
we sit
royale.
down. Yeah, we have to have a battle royale of the worst one at some point.
We'll have the great Goosebumps debate.
Oh
Yes.
my god.
For the worst book at some point.
Like
at some
an
point.
NCAA bracket or something where we'll just break it down.
When is Sanders going to weigh in on that? That's what I want to know.
Yeah, you know what?
I'll tell you, I love the haunted mask because it really represents just the old guard stifling the young working class.
I like the way he spun that. My vote, he got. Guys, a little bit of advice before we go here.
Yes.
If you're gumming home in the rain, and it's raining, and you're riding your bike around, and it's crazy, and you bump into an old woman, be careful what you wish for.
Yeah, maybe
It
just
might come true. Even the part that you added on that you didn't need to say. It might come true.
Yeah, you know what?
make
You
sure-
just burn out past that lady on your bike and just go, later, gypsy bitches.
And if you can fart in her face, feel
Even
free.
better, Just make sure if she shows up later with a pie, you don't eat it because it's probably a thinner pie. Don't do that.
It's probably a thinner pie. But when you were a
Could be a
fat kid
thinner
like me,
pie.
you were probably like, okay, let me get like a crumb of that pie. I need it.
Okay, guys. I'll see you next time. Thanks for listening.
Can we cut that part out? Can we cut? I don't want to cut. Please cut that part out about being fat and getting the thinner pie.
I attached myself to it and I felt associated, but I will cut it out. But hey, Chad would eat that thinner pie. Chad would gobble down that fucking thinner pie.
It looked real
Yeah,
delicious.
well, you see that movie and you'll be telling me a different tale. Be careful what you wish for, Chad.
I don't care. I want to be thinner pie. Okay. All right. Next time, guys.
He's
Thanks for
carelessly
listening.
wishing.
Until next time, thanks for listening. Goodbye.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.